Howdy y'all, it's Russell back with Gwinnett Lawns, and it is, what is this, February the 10th, 2019 in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. It's about 40 degrees outside. 3 days ago it was 80, so I'm not liking that. I know you guys up north are probably laughing I'm whining about 40, but we're used to hot down here. Anyway, on today's video, I'm going to take you guys along with me on a service call. I have a friend that's got I think it's a 2018 Toro Timemaster zero-turn mower. It has about 10 hours on it. I think she bought it back in August of last year, put a few hours on it, put it up for the winter, and now guess what? It won't start. So I did inquire about, was the fuel tank full of regular gas with ethanol, and yeah, it was. But they did tell me they put some fuel stabilizer in it. Now, not all fuel stabilizer can handle or is rated to handle gas with ethanol and the problems that are associated with that. I'm going to do an entire video on why ethanol is so bad for small equipment. You can go back and look at my video I did. It's I think it's titled about the hour meter, where I give a pretty good overview of why the ethanol is so bad, but I'll do a more in-depth video on that later. So suffice to say, we're going to go check this mower out and see if we can get it started. Now remember, all internal combustion engines, no matter if they're diesel or gas, need three things to run. Number one, they need air. Number two, they need fuel. And number three, they need a source of ignition. On a diesel engine, that source is the heat of the compression. On a gas engine, that source is the spark plug. Take any one of those three out, the engine will not run at all. So I have my suspect, I think it's probably the ethanol in the fuel, but we can't know that for sure. We're going to do some diagnostics. Now, what I hope for you to gain out of this video is, it's February in a lot of the country, especially in the South. We're about 3 weeks away from, maybe 4 weeks, depending on the weather, for you to really start getting out there and mowing and running your small landscaping equipment. And you may be faced with the same problem that she's facing with her mower. So hopefully this video will give you some insight to where you can check some things without having to take the mower to the shop. And that'll save you money and save you some time. So with that being said, I've talked enough. Let's get in the, we're going to take the Jetta today, 382,000 mile Jetta TDI. I'm not going to take the truck, and I've got some basic tools and an extractor, and we're going to go and see what we can do with this mower. Okay, so here we are at the lawnmower in question. It's the Toro Timecutter SS 4225. We've moved it out of the garage, and we're going to go ahead and start it. I'm going to show you what it's not doing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set the choke, and you have to have an operator on the seat, and go ahead. All right, so it's obviously not starting. So the first thing we're going to do, number one, as I told you before, all engines need air, so we'll check the air filter and show you what that looks like. All right, so on this model, this is the Toro V-Twin Commercial 22.5. You just lift this up, and there's the air filter. This filter only has about 10 hours on it, so we're good there. All right, so next thing we need is spark. So by there's a lot of different ways to test it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this neat little trick with a spark plug tester. We're going to hook this up between the plug and the wire, and if it lights up, we have good spark. Let me set that up. All right, so this is a V-twin, so it's got two spark plugs. So we're going to try this side first. So I'm going to pull the spark plug boot off of the plug, okay? And the way this works is I'm going to hook this end into the tester and this end onto the spark plug. And then we're going to try to start it again. And if the spark is being delivered by the coil, then it will light up. Okay. Y'all see that? It's sparking. Okay, now we got a dead battery. So we'll be back. All right, so right now I am using the Jetta turbo diesel to put a charge on the battery. It hasn't been charged, hasn't been on anything or even ran since August. So we saw that we have good spark, so that's 2 out of 3. So the only thing left of our basic check is the fuel itself, but I'm going to use some starting fluid to see if it will even turn over and fire in just a minute. All right, so I'm going to give it 2 squirts of starting fluid and then we're going to try to start it. Okay, so here's where we're at. I pulled the spark plugs out and they were wet with fuel. So the engine has flooded slightly and we don't have any spare spark plugs right now. So what you can do is you can take a paper towel and try to clean this as well as you can to get it to dry off. I cranked the engine over with both spark plugs out to get any excess fuel out of the cylinder. This isn't the cause of the problem, but this would be a reason why it's not starting. And hopefully we can get it started and see if the carburetor is flooding the engine. All right, we're going to attempt to start the engine one more time. Try it again. All right, so we got a little bit of life, so that was part of the problem. So I'm going to let the battery charge up again and we'll be right back. All right, so I am going to remove the spark plug and we'll see if it's wet again from our starting attempt. Yep, it's wet again. So we will let the battery charge up again. If we can get it running, then we'll probably have success. All right, so here's the plug from the other side. Hoping the camera will focus so I can show you how wet it is. So this is indicative of a carburetor problem. So an old trick is, because we don't have a plug right now, we're going to take a hair dryer and we're going to heat this up and that'll help evaporate the fuel that's in there. And hopefully, I think if we get this started, we'll be all right, but we'll keep you updated. So this just helps to evaporate the fuel in there. All right, so I've got the plugs dried out. There we go. Skeet some stuff in there for me. One skeet each. This is the southern way. Man, we should have caught that on video. Is it running?
What's that?
Backfire. Carburetor is flooded. That was a good one.
Yep.
Yeah. Wrap on it with a hammer.
Yeah, that or take the corner. Show you a problem I had the other day.
Oh yeah. All right guys, well if you have made it this far to the end of the video, congratulations. That was a doozy. Let me tell you exactly what the reason was that it wasn't starting. The reason is the spark plugs are really wet with fuel. There is no way that the spark plugs are going to be able to fire the combustion that's in the cylinder, because if there's that much fuel on the spark plugs, that means that there's just a really super heavy concentration of gas in the cylinder. Now, if you remember from chemistry class in high school, liquid gas does not burn. It's the vapor that burns. So what's causing it is the real culprit, and that's a flooded carburetor. Now there's something wrong inside the carburetor. I did try tapping on the float bowl with the end of the wrench real lightly to see if I could unstick the needle seat that's attached to the float in the bottom of the carburetor, but it didn't work. And I found out that the lawnmower is still under warranty. So the best course of action that we thought was to go ahead and let the dealer come and pick the mower up and fix it. Because the mower is under warranty, it would be better for them to do that. Those carburetors, I didn't have any parts or anything with me, and if I tried a field repair to remove the float bowl and unstick the seat, which it's either something in the seat, some trash, some ethanol, goop, which is just ethanol and water mixed together. It's like a white goopy mixture. Could be clogging one of the seats, and it's just flooding the carburetor. That one of the jets could be clogged up. Something is amiss inside that carburetor, and it requires taking it off. Now, if I had tried to take it off, then there would be a problem with the dealer saying, well, it's been tampered with, so they may deny a warranty claim. So we didn't want to do that. It's under warranty, so let the dealer fix it. I wish I could have gotten it started for you guys, but the moral of this whole story is now the homeowner can take that mower in, and not that the dealer would, but you know that you've already tried some things and you've got good spark, as we saw. We've got good air. It almost fires when the plugs are dry and you put a little starting fluid in there. It tries to start. That backfire that you saw was the engine trying to start, but it's just, there's so much fuel in there. That's why you saw that black smoke. It's really rich, and it's just flooding too bad. It's not going to start until the carburetor problem is addressed. So sometimes it goes that way. Had the mower not been in warranty, we could have gone a step further and taken the carburetor apart, and usually cleaning it with carburetor cleaner and a really fine wire. A lot of times we'll get any contaminants out of there out, because everything else looked fine. The battery kept going dead because it hadn't been charged in a while and it was being used to crank so much. So anyway, they'll get it fixed. They'll let the dealer take care of it because it is a warranty job. So guys, thank you very, very much for watching. I will have a lot more of the repair videos, especially now since we're kind of out of the season, but I do have a lot of stuff that I've filmed in the past, and I'll be uploading that. And as we get stuff, as I get my stuff, I've got my snapper here, the Forrest Gump mower that I used to scalp lawns with. It wasn't running very well, and I actually did fix that, and I'm going to show you how I did. It wasn't a mechanical problem, it was a fuel problem, but the way that I fixed it was kind of unique, and I want to show that to you guys, but that's on another video. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and hit the little notification bell right next to it. You'll be notified of content as soon as I upload it, and I will see you guys on the next video.